If you're a subscriber or viewer from many years ago, you might be thinking, hey, didn't you already do this? Yes, but that was a long time ago, and something I'm going to try out is redoing some of my earlier videos to be more up-to-date to my current views, and I thought I'd try that with a topic that's frequently discussed, that of the favorite Disney songs. So I'm going to do an update on that old list as I count down my favorite Disney songs, and to keep it simple, I'm sticking with the animated features. No Pixar, no live action, no television. And because I won't actually include the songs, I'll put handy annotations so you can listen to them when you feel like it. So let's start with the Three Caballeros. During World War II, Walt Disney took a team of animators to South America for a goodwill tour. Born from that trip were two excellent animated characters, the Brazilian parrot, José Carioca, and the Mexican rooster, Panchito. One of the most delightful sequences in that rather trippy little package feature is the main theme, which they sing to Donald Duck for his birthday. It's lively, incredibly animated, and the visual sight gags are hilarious. It's not as iconic as the latest songs that would appear on this list, but it's a worthy addition nonetheless. Let It Go, from Frozen. This is, of course, a very recent addition to the list. I was lucky enough to see Frozen before its release, and before it became the cultural phenomenon, and before Let It Go was sang by every child around the world. However, even then, when witnessing Elsa letting out her ice powers and building her palace, I knew this would become the current generation's Beauty and the Beast, an iconic song that would instantly enter everybody's mind, accompanied by a beautiful sequence that perfectly develops and showcases its lead protagonist. Or one of, anyway. I know some people have since gotten tired of Let It Go, but I have not. Hi-Ho, from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. This was a great march and a wonderful introduction to the Seven Dwarfs. I think this is a fantastic film, but the main character is a little naive and dull. Thankfully, the dwarfs are here to spruce things up. This opening sequence has to set them up, and you immediately see their personalities and what each of them is like. That it's incredibly catchy helps too. Yes, Someday My Prince Will Come is incredibly touching, but this was always my favorite scene in the film, hence its placement on this list. I See the Light, from Tangled. One frequent debate that seems to happen in online circles is whether Frozen or Tangled is better. Honestly, it's all personal interpretation. Some people prefer one while others love the latter, and that's perfectly okay. Myself, I prefer Tangled, and this sequence will always be a highlight. This was the first animated Alan Menken musical we got for a long time, and this scene definitely ranks as one of his finest. His melody is incredibly beautiful, featuring that right Menken touch, and Glenn Slater's lyrics complement it perfectly. When The Princess and the Frog showed the Disney musical was back, Tangled confirmed it with this scene. Combined with the imagery of those floating lanterns, Rapunzel's heartfelt story, and the vocals of the singers, and this was a fantastic moment in Disney history, and also the time when filmmakers actually used 3D and didn't just slap it on because they're required to. I Want to Be Like You, from The Jungle Book. I know The Bare Necessities is the most popular and beloved song from this film for obvious reasons, but I've always had a soft spot for this Sherman Brothers tune. The beat is very catchy, and the scanning from Louis Prima as King Louie and Phil Harris as Baloo really adds to it. It's also important in the development of Mowgli and his complete ignorance of the dangers of the jungle, due to becoming so accustomed to it. Walt Disney wanted his take on The Jungle Book to be a fun, lively good time, like going to a party with the best host. And this song definitely showed that his artists achieved that goal. Under the Sea, from The Little Mermaid. When this movie was released, this was a different sound than what was accustomed in a Disney animated film, and it was fantastic. With Alan Menken supplying his excellent score and Howard Ashman's brilliantly witty lyrics, Under the Sea is incredibly infectious. Even though we're supposed to root for Ariel, the song is obviously trying to make us see Sebastian's point of view, and it does a fantastic job of doing so. Ashman seems to have looked through an encyclopedia of various fish names to put together the lyrics, which have an immediately poetic charm. The Callisto sound, the Broadway show-stopping quality, and the marvelous animation as directed by Ron Clements and John Musker all combine for a wonderful concoction. Prince Ali, from Aladdin. I already mentioned Howard Ashman's craft of lyrics, but it's worth mentioning again when talking about why Prince Ali works so well. The wordsmith on display is incredible, particularly as they get more fast-paced, and it's an example of a list song done tremendously well. Robin Williams' vocals really add to it, as he does his usual things of switching voices mid-song, including a couple of parade commentators. And of course, Alan Menken's melody adds to the parade feeling and high comedy on the screen. Aladdin is filled with wonderful songs, and it's certainly close between this and A Whole New World, but I give the edge to Prince Ali. Circle of Life from The Lion King. The second that African chant sounds, you know you're going to experience something special. The orchestration is tremendous throughout the whole song, immediately capturing the large and epic scale of the film. There's a sense of mystery about what the story will entail and what the animals are leading up to. Even quiet moments like the instrumental in the middle of the song hits the right note, and the build-up is tremendous. I listened to the Lion King songs constantly when I was younger, and they have never once lost that power, especially this song. Plus, who doesn't love that big boom that ends the sequence? When You Wish Upon a Star from Pinocchio. The anthem of the Walt Disney Company, and for good reason, this touching song hits the right emotional impact. While some might find the message outdated, it's still a good one, and is a nice ode to optimism and the occasional goodness that can slip through in society. Even when things are down, brightness is just around the corner to perk things up. In many ways, that fits with the theme of Pinocchio, that even through the darkness we encounter, the possibility of good still exists. In the film itself, Cliff Edwards did a fantastic job of showing the warmth of Jiminy Cricket in the tune. Since then, it's been covered a million times, with Linda Ronstadt's version being the standout. However, the original version still holds up immensely well, and from the opening chords, you know you're in for something wonderful. And my favorite Disney song is Beauty and the Beast from, well, Beauty and the Beast. Alan Menken and Howard Ashman's magnum opus, this incredibly sweet tune perfectly fits this fairy tale as old as time. While Ashman was acclaimed for his whimsical and funny lyrics, he could handle emotional moments superbly as well. The sequence adds to the impact of the song, as we definitely get a sense of how much Belle and the Beast have grown since first meeting. In a way, they have both matured in their own ways, and that makes their relationship believable. The melody hits the right impact, and was definitely Menken at his most inspired. For many, this is the most iconic moment Disney produced in the 90s, and for good reason. It's a fantastic song, and one that will live on for many generations. I hope you enjoy this updated countdown of my favorite Disney songs, and of course you're free to name your own in the comment section, and look for possibly more of these in the future. See you next time.